welcome to Monroe MustHangs. I'm your host, David Spiegel. With me today, longtime head coach of the Monroe women's volleyball program. Please welcome Coach Nephtali Delgado Reyes.
Thank you, David, for having me today. So let's see how things going on here. And happy holiday for you and the entire family.
Happy holidays to you as well. Of course, this episode is going to come out on Christmas Eve, so a special episode for us to close out the year with. I'm glad I could finally get you on the show this week. You've been with Monroe for a long time, one of our longest tenured coaches. This season would have been your 10th year at Monroe. You got here in 2011. Obviously, a very decorated career so far at Monroe. You've been to the national tournament 6 times as a numerous time district champion. 8 region championships. You've been named AVCA Regional Coach of the Year a couple times, and the team is just overall very impressive every single year, athletically and academically. But I want to start from the beginning with you. Kind of tell your story to our audience here, where you came from, how things started for you. So the first question I do have for you today is, when did volleyball first come into your life?
Listen, when I started a long time ago, I think when I was 14 years old, and I'm a multi-sport athlete in the high school that I studied. So I played basketball, I run track, and then my friend introduced me to volleyball. I say, I don't like that too much. I like more the baseball. Normally in Puerto Rico, all of the kids play baseball first. So I played baseball, then basketball, and then when those guys invite me to volleyball, I even don't know how to play. I say, I don't like that. But they keep pushing me. And then my high school teacher say, hey, come on, you're an athlete. So you just go, let's see what happened. And then I play. I said, then I start looking more into the volleyball world. They took me to play outside the high school. And then I said, hey, I see a lot of other friends. I say, I can do this, So let's see how things going. And then, I keep playing. And then volleyball be my first sport. Then I stopped playing baseball. Then I play basketball only for my high school. And then I focus in volleyball. I say, let's doing this. We play a lot of beach volleyball. I play a lot of grass volleyball. And then I get a scholarship to play volleyball in college. So I say, okay, let's do this. I play a semi-professional league in Puerto Rico also. And then when I keep into this world, then my former coach that I still in contact with him say, hey, I think this is the time that you need to jump into another, doing something different in volleyball. I say, what are you talking about? I say, no, I think you can be a good coach. I say, are you kidding me? No, I don't think I have that much. I know you're a great coach, but I think I don't be that great like you. I said, come on, let's go. And then he put me into a team. Like those girls are 7-year-old, and we play in a level that kids 9 and 10 years old. He said, oh my God, I put girls from that 7-year-old playing against 9, 10. The thing is that I don't won any match that year at all. I go back to him and say, you still think that I'd be a great coach? Look at that. I not won any match. Say, hey, be patient. That take time, So the thing is that I stayed with that group for 3 years. In the 3rd year, when they 9, 10 years old, we won all in Puerto Rico. We won everything in 9, 10. Nobody beat that group. And then I started engaged. I said, that's fun, but not fun in my first year when I not won any, and then I see the face of the girl, that sometimes they cry. They just 7-year-old girl. But what fun that he keep pushing me in other levels, So I work on an organization there that they have a semi-professional team. So I get into different level with him, with my former coach, and then I be his assistant at some point. I think probably after the 3rd year with that organization. And then I still be recognized with people, and then I get hired in high schools. So I work in a high school in Puerto Rico. Adiane High School is a private school that we won a lot of championships in Puerto Rico. Right now, two of my former players at that point they play professional in Italy. In a one of them stay in Puerto Rico, but the other one go to FIU. I stayed in that high school for I think like 6 years, something like that. But we won several championships, national championship in Puerto Rico. After that, then I moved to another high school. That my probably like the last 2 years of my life in Puerto Rico. And again, we work with several girls that right now, one of them still in professional in Turkey, played for Minnesota Division 1 school, and then volleyball become my life since my coach Enrique del Valle. I need to mention him because the other day we spoke on the phone. He pushed me into this career. And I appreciate that. And it's funny because right now when we have conversation, he asked me, "Hey, send me some drills, some things." Say, "What are you talking about? You, the master coach, you teach me. Why I need to send you now stuff?" you know Say, "Hey, look at where you are now, so I like to see what you learn, and if I can put those things that you teach there into where I am now." uh, but it's funny. I think I appreciate what he did for me, since I started in 1994 coaching. From now on, it's a long time, coaching different levels in Puerto Rico, and now since 2011 here at Monroe, and I appreciate that. Right now, he was my coach. He pushed me into the limits, as a player, and he pushed me and like kick my butt, I think, to this coaching life, and I appreciate that. Uh, you know, in my last year in Puerto Rico before Monroe, I had already planned to move to USA. I say I did a lot of things in Puerto Rico. I think I need a new challenge. So I moved to Florida to work in one of the top clubs in Florida. And then I worked for like 6 months, like the club season. And then I received a call from Lou Melende. "Hey, I hear a lot of things about you. We had a recruit coming. Right now we have we need a head coach. I don't guarantee anything, but I hear good things about you. So if you want this opportunity, come here and get an interview." So I came here in the summer of 2011 and go interview with the former AD, a lot of like people from the athletic departments. And then after that, I went to meet Mark Jerome and David Dimon, and to be honest, I was really nervous. I know what to expect. I read a lot about Monroe, so I see that program at that point went to national just once. I say it's a lot of work to do here, but I like those challenges. That's why I came here to USA. So when they give me the okay, hey, after several I think interview, they picked me as the head coach. I said okay. So to be honest, the last state that I think I going to leave was New York, and I'm here since 2011. So I came back, speak with my wife. "Hey, this is what's going on," and she said, "Hey, I'm here. I support you. If you want to move on, do this. Let's do together. This is a new adventure." And we moved. I called back, say, "Hey, think in probably early July, say, hey, I accept the position." When we started, say, I was first. Okay, so I have lost 1 month to move. I say, and just start the season. So I don't have any time to like even recruit. I just go, move on, and meet the girls, and this is your schedule. Let's see what's happened. And with that group, to be honest, it was special. That group, we have a really good season. I start know a little bit about the league. I don't know too much about the college level. We are a D2 program. And I feel very sad with that group because the first year I lost in the district final, said, no. This, how I want to start my career. I said, listen, I promise next year, I don't know how, but we make nationals. And I promise, if you call one of those girls from that team, they can tell you. I said those words in the middle of the court right after we lost. Say, I don't know how, but next year I promise. If not, I'm not calling Coach Delgado. We made national next year. So I went to my island, Puerto Rico. I host a big tryout, bring like 8 girls, like my first class, and we made national the following year. We made national the following year, and then this is how I start my career at Monroe. To be honest, from now on, everybody know. You talk a little bit about what we already did during those years at Monroe. So this is how my path is during my life. It's a short story, because I started coaching in 1994, but this is how I get here.
And I appreciate you taking the time to tell us everything about that story. It's good to hear that, you've had basically a mentor that's guided you all the way to this point. And nice to hear that, it's kind of come full circle that he's trying to learn from you now too. So, it just goes to show that it's good to stay in touch with your coaches and build a good relationship with your coaches. And, as you mentioned, you got off to a pretty good start here. Not the start that you wanted, apparently, but before that, you just mentioned that you got a call from Lou Melendez, but do you know what it was how he found out about you, what connected him to you?
Normally, Lou have a great relationship with Puerto Rico, and he helped the former head coach bringing some girl from Puerto Rico and baseball always. So when he went to Puerto Rico, he started asking people about whose coaches here have good players, and I need to find good players. And he went to different people, and normally my name pops up all the time. Oh, if you need to find good player, this is the guy. This is the guy. So they mentioned several names, but at some point my name pops up. I say, and one former player that she got recruit from Lou, I work with her. So she was in Florida, and then he called her father and they, hey, the guy that you need is in Florida right now. And when he mentioned what guy, and when that father, that former player mentioned my name, oh, I hear that name most of the time when I go to Puerto Rico. So I think, let me call that guy to see if he want to come here and work with this program. And that's what we connect, Lou and I connect. I even don't know who was Lou Melendez before, so he called me. I said, I called from New York. I said, well, let's take it, and let's see what's going on. And that's why I connect with them, and we're here since then.
Well, I guess he's got some good connections, and obviously over the last 10 years, it's really worked out well. So it was good that he trusted his instincts on that one.
Yeah.
But you mentioned how the first year with the team, you were at the Division II level, and very quickly we made that transition up to Division I for the following year. What was it, what into that decision? What were some of the challenges of making that transition from D2 to D1? And then let's talk about that first year as well, because obviously it went pretty well.
Yeah, when I start, and then after my first year, then I start looking into the national map. Who was the powerhouse in D2? So I start hear about different colleges. Then I start contact them. Say, if I want to be a powerhouse, I want to play against them. So I need to put my team into those challenges. So I start playing outside, let's say outside our bubble in New York. Let's go into those, and then I see, in my first 2011 to 2013, we play in Division II. In my third year, when my first recruiting class was sophomore, we finished in the best place, 9th place. And I think we have a really rough match in the first round that probably we had chance to beat that team, but unfortunately we lost. But then in the consolation round, we won everything and finished in the 9th place. Looking into that, then and see other programs at Monroe go to Division One, I asked to the former AD, I said, is there any possibility that we move this program to Division One? And was at the right point, because that year school need to make decision. I said, are you serious you want to make this? I said, yeah, I want this program go to the next level. I want to take this program to the next level. And if you agree, they say, it's your decision, coach. I say, yeah, I want that. I want. So finally, we made that decision in 2013. We in the right time, because that the year we made decision and we commit to the D2, the D1. So I say, yeah, let's move on. Let's move to D1. I want to take this program to the next level and see how we do, And since then, we start 2014 playing at the Division One level in the NJCAA. So I think what's good for us, we put this program to Division One program, open the door for other markets, bring players from different countries, and help the program to be one of the top 20. No was easy, that transition, because the level of some Division One teams in junior college is really good. People don't believe that, but yeah, it's good. And again, more challenge come. We need to travel more often to play against those teams. And I think it was a good decision. I don't see why I need to move down now. I think since then we did our job, in playing the Division One level, and since then we made national several times, different scenarios, and this is something that probably we can speak later, because we play different scenario in district, because the NJCAA made some change like every 2 years, but we accept every challenge, and I think we are happy to be in the Division One level now.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's been a good ride since moving up to Division One. You've made it to the national tournament each of the last 4 years. I was at Monroe for the last 3 of those, so I've gotten to witness a lot of this. And all I really know is how this program being highly successful. That first year that I was with Monroe was the second time in a row that you had to, get a one-match district championship. You played Spartanburg Methodist both times. First time they came to us. Second time you went down to them, and you beat them both times. You made it to the national tournament. But the last 2 years, after some redistricting, you had to travel down to Alabama, playing in the Gulf Atlantic District, where it was 6 teams competing. I believe 4 of them were from Alabama, and then they'd bring in 2 more teams from outside. And your team happened to be there both of these years so far. And in that district, they award 2 different championships, an A and a B district champion. So basically, the champion and the runner-up of the tournament both make it to the national championship. The first time around, you had seen some of those teams in that tournament earlier in the year. You invited them to a tournament. You played them in another one. So what was it like that first year going down there in 2018, going down to Alabama, bringing the team down there, competing on the home court of a nationally ranked program down there, and just walk us through what that tournament was like?
Listen, when we moved to Alabama, that's our 3rd time. I think that we moved to different districts. When we start Division One, we play, like you say, we start playing against Missouri West Plains. That is like just one match. We lost twice with them. They one of the great programs. Then we moved to play Spartanburg Methodist. Those years we made national, and then after that we have another red district, and now we in Alabama region. So now we need to play like a region championship match with Hartford. Now we have very successful record with them. It's not like we give that for granted. We need to play that team to move on. And it doesn't matter if you beat them 20, 30 times. Every match is new. So if you don't play well, you can lose. So, but when we moved to Alabama, we knew about just one team first. The team that dominate that region. We don't know too much about the rest of the other teams because we don't play them. Because I knew Wallace State, they normally travel outside Alabama, play those teams. We played them before, sometimes in Ohio, sometimes in our arena. So we knew that if Alabama, we knew that Wallace State is one of the teams to be, but the other team we don't know. So that's like a kind of new for us, But we put like if we play with them, with Wallace, and sometimes we beat them, we have chance. We have chance to make that. When I see, I'm I not like a couple of things of the format, but I'm not the one made that decision, because the way that they see the teams, I not agree with that, and also it's a double elimination that is good. But the other thing that I not agree is that when the two teams that already made national play for the national, for the not national, for the championship of the tournament, whoever comes from the loser bracket need to be twice that team. I think that extra match is not necessary, So it doesn't matter who came from winner, loser, both already qualified. So and last year was a really like rough for us because we came all the way from the loser bracket and we played like 3 matches in one day. That's something that I not agree as a coach, but it's really hard. And no, it's 3 matches. It's like 3 matches with 30 minutes in between, and that's really tough. My girls almost, they totally exhausted after the third match, And I don't want to put excuses that we lost that third match, But it's hard. It's hard. You put any team, whatever team, play 3 matches literally in a row. It's hard. But going back to the first year, I think was good. See the other teams, see where we are. And those teams are good too. We face, I think that the 2 years, the last 2 years that we play in Alabama, we need to face the same team in the elimination match that is Lawson State. It's a team that no, they not travel. They play probably only the conference schedule, but this is a very athletic team, very strong team that we need to like be, the strategies that we made, to make sure we beat that team are very like systematic. That hey, this is where we need to serve. This is where we need to attack. This is where we need to block. This is the kind of defense we need to play because they like very scrappy team that we need to like stay in our game, play their game, and the first year we literally like I think 2 points away to be eliminated in the first set, and we turned that set upside down. I think I need to give credit to the girls, because putting that calendar, that tough schedule in the beginning of the season helped them to came back in that set, turn the game upside down, and win the game, the elimination match in 5 sets. Because we like, when I look at the score, I say, oh my God, I think it was 2018 or 23-18, something like that. I think, oh my God, we done. But I say, no, we're not done yet. The game is until 25, So I keep pushing my guy, I keep, give them some energy, And I trust with them. I say, listen, we are in this situation before. I think you are ready to turn this game upside down. And they did it. I think that match, I think I watched like 3 or 4 times after, and this is one of the games that I think one of those games that I never forget, And we played them while I stayed. We lost that match. We lost in 5 sets, but I know I played that game, but I know play some of the starters, I say, sometimes, like I said, we already achieved the goal, I don't want to kill my team, because this match, we already, and we lost in 5 sets, even I know use 1 or 2 of my starters, I say, what happened if I use it? But I'm not focused on that, I focus on the healthy of my team, make sure that my girls are healthy. I don't want to kill them, but the first year was really rough. There's a lot of things, happen over there, but it's part of the game. I don't want to talk about that, but then the second year was really nice because I think one of the team, I think Lawson State was the team that surprised literally the region and beat Wallace State. And they sent Wallace State to the loser bracket. And then we lost one match versus the Gadsden State. And then we need to face Wallace State in an elimination match. So everybody said, oh my God, this is the first time we had like the two teams from last year in an elimination match. So right now it's one team that is gone, so it opened the door for a new team going to national. That was Gadsden State. And the most memorable moment was when we are winning point the first set, and all of the rest of the teams from Alabama, they standing. And you can see in the video when we score the last point, they celebrate. I said, what's going on here? I don't know if they celebrate because we win or they celebrate because finally Wallace State go national. But we stopped at break. I think Wallace State went national like 10 years in a row. So we rate that, And for us, was like a revenge from last year for the year before that we lost against them, We stopped the break. We made national, again, the second year Alabama. I think it's a very tough tournament. I like those challenges. And we're ready to every year going down there. I think the way that I prepare the schedule prepare us to face those challenges at the end. And national, we don't won that match, but we almost surprised the world last year and knock out the number one, but we don't have that dry at the end, but was a good match, everybody like after that match in the national last year versus the number one and eventual champion, a lot of people outside the building, stopped me and thought great things about the program, so sometimes even when you lost, you want more, and I think at that point we won a lot. Even we lost that match against Navarro. But I think we did our job, and more of the credit I put in the group of girls that be part of the program. They work hard, day in, day out, on the gym, on the weight room, and that's why this program, I think, was successful every year. They trust in the process, they trust in what we did on the court with them, and they work hard. They work hard. That's why I think every year we achieve our goals on and off the court, but it's not only. And you see, last fall, even we don't play, and I need to say that this group that just finished this fall, they finished with 3.4 GPA, and we don't play. It's really hard for athletes not play, but they did in the classroom again. And I'm super proud of that group. And I told them, we had a meeting yesterday, a Zoom meeting, and I told them, I'm so proud of the way that you did academically. Let's do in the next semester as well.
Hey Mustangs, I just wanted to tell you about the brand new Monroe MustHangs sideline store, powered by our apparel partner BSN Sports. Create your own unique piece of Mustang gear by choosing from hundreds of apparel options, colors, graphics, and your choice of the new Monroe MustHangs logo collection.
Through the month of December, you can use the code DEC20, that's DEC20, to take 20% off your order of $85 or more.
Visit the Monroe Mustang sideline store at monroecollegemustangs.com/shop and gear up for the new school year.
Well, you're hitting on a lot of the questions I did want to ask you right now, but I want to fill in some of the details. So that first year in 2018, you went to Alabama, and it was, there was something special about that. I remember obviously being back in New Rochelle and kind of watching the matches, keeping an eye on the scores. We had other things going on, and just, seeing like, I remember thinking and talking to other people around me thinking like, oh man, all right, I guess it's over. And then all of a sudden the score just changed and, you won that set. And then we're watching really closely and you win the next set and you came back, win that match in 5 to keep it alive and eventually win the B district championship down there. And obviously that was really impressive. And then the following year, as you mentioned, you fall into the losers bracket early on, you beat Wallace State. And then, we kind of glanced over it quickly, but that last day, you had to win that first match of the day to, you went to win that second district championship. You were earning that second spot no matter what out of the losers bracket. And you were going up against Gadsden State that hadn't lost yet that week and beat them in another really competitive match. And like you said, had to play a third match that same day to then try to win that A championship. And even that match went 5 sets. So that was like, I remember watching that all day. I remember it was a Sunday. I like watching football and I'm always very attentive with football. And I had my eyes glued to my laptop that whole day because of the way that the team was playing. And it was just incredibly impressive. And then, as you mentioned, you went to the national tournament last year. As the last seed in the tournament, you opened up against Navarro, which was coming in as number 1. And they were the eventual national champions and really did give them a run for their money. I thought the whole time that it was actually, this was going to happen the way that they were playing and the way kept fighting back. I really thought the team was going to do it. And that might've been Navarro's most competitive match the whole tournament. So it was really an impressive run last year there.
Yeah, I think I watched Navarro matches probably 6, 7, probably 8 times. And I did a great scouting report, and then I talked to the girl. We go through every single rotation, what they do, what they not do, what we need to do to stop their offense, what we need to do to score points, where we need to serve, every single detail. I think in every single of the set, we did our job, but we not finished, And I during the match, I don't feel that pressure of playing number 1. I think we here with them, we play with them, we have the potential to beat them. Some mistakes, and this is normal. This is a different scenario. To be honest, playing at the national level is different scenario. So be there. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of coaches. So there's a lot of coaches from 4-year school going there, watching our girls. And I think a couple of the mistakes at the end, not give us the opportunity to shock the world, I think, and then put the number 1 down. But at the end, when we go down, I saw the girls. I said, listen, I'm super proud. Nobody expect that number 16 put number 1 against the wall. Nobody. Just you guys believe in yourself and you push and try, And so don't leave this building with your head down, So you guys did well, Right now, a lot of people probably talk about you, and happen later. Teams like in best ranking, like the best seeding, they lost in 3-0. They even not pushed that team, until the final that we saw a great match, But before us, nobody, after us, nobody pushed Navarro against the world like us, And I feel good about that. I said, listen, look at those teams, number 8, number 9, they lost 3-0. And some said wide open, all your sets are really close, But I feel good. I think going back to my first year in Alabama helped us, and I always give credit to the players, that group of players that after that going Division 1, Maria Camila Salazar. If you see that first set, she literally carry us to that 5th set, her energy, her power. She was one of the right side hitter, like one of the best right side hitters. I have a lot. I have one All-American last year in Julia that helped us too. But Julia learned a little bit from Maria the year before when Julia was a freshman. And having Nacha Ortiz, I think one of the best libero ever played, in this program. help us in different situations, and her energy level, her chemistry, help us to turn that game upside down, and again, we played that year against Miami Dade. We play against really good teams that prepare us, and I think the schedule that we prepare for the group prepare us to those kind of scenarios, and last year in Hutchinson, kind of disappointed. I don't, probably yes, probably no, because coaches not like to lose, every coach, and when we have the opportunity to be number one, say, and then after that match, then I watched to see, waiting for who we play, and start making like a scouting report. But I watch again Navarro game to see what happened, what did well to put that extra point on the board to close the game. Well, it's nothing that we can do after. It's at that time, but I'm super proud, to be honest. I'm super proud of every single of the teams from 2011 to 2019. It doesn't matter if we won or lost, every single, I think those first group in 2011, 12 opened the door to those groups, and and create that culture in this program, like you come here, you need to compete, you need to earn your playing time, you're okay, fine, you travel, but there's no vacation. We need to go and we need to do our job, and I think those first groups, and I'm still in touch with them, with most of them. My first class, we already have, for example, Hazel Ortiz. She right now is coaching in a club in Florida, and right now next year I have her sister coming to Monroe, so that kind of interesting, This is the second, I think, pair of sister, because I have Alondra Ramos and Ashley Ramos played for me before, so I think having that probably those sisters that played for me before, and having those sisters now with me, help to build more strong this program, and I appreciate all the confidence, that all those girls give to me in the past, and build something strong for the new generation of players at Monroe.
Well, it's been obviously a very great and long history, and like you said, with how much detail you could even talk about last year, it's how much it really meant to the program to make that kind of a run through Alabama, and just to even be so competitive against the eventual national champions. Really, it says something about where the program is going. But one thing you hit on before we followed up on last year was that you mentioned this past semester how the team really focused on the classroom and they did a really good job, and that's a very common theme with this program. Just some academic accolades to talk about is that the team's qualified 5 straight years for the AVCA Team Academic Awards, and you've been an NJCAA Academic Team Honor Roll mentioned 6 times. Getting a lot of student athletes every single year on that NJCAA Scholar Athlete list, and even this past year, you mentioned you had your All-American Julia Lalonga, who was also a National Scholar Athlete. She was named she was a COSIDA Academic All-American this year. So like I said, it's just a very big focus on academics with this program. So what is it that you've done that basically helps promote academic success within your program, and does it really affect the kind of athlete that you recruit, or affect the motivations of the athletes that you bring in?
Right now, to be honest, when I start recruiting players, I looking how they do in high school and academic too, and I told them, listen, you can have a career in college playing volleyball, but at the end of the day, you need to focus your academic. When you go to the real world, it's not what you did in volleyball, it's what you do in the academic side. So you need to do well here to be part of this brand. You need to do well here to make sure that you do well in the real world. And I think they understand that. I always be here like every single time, like on top of that, in terms of attending of classes and in terms of academic support, I'm here not only to help them on the course. So I already have my meetings, with academic, whatever they need in the academic side, I'm here, and Monroe as well. It's not only me. This is just the institution. The support they give to our student athletes. Is great. And I appreciate that. Not only for volleyball, I think for every program, the door is open for every single student athlete or even a regular student. So, but I'm on top of that, and I told them, listen, I don't know if any of you go to play professional. I don't know. I just only have one right now, former player play professional. The rest of them, they take advantage of volleyball in college, like I did when I played. I study, take, receive your bachelor degree, then go to the real world. And if you have good grades, you have better opportunity. So that's what I always pushing them in that part. And I think that's one of the good things about this program. I saw the programs only focus on the athletic, but this program is just here. So we are successful in both sides, and again, this is not only me, this is the effort of the girls, they the one that when we travel, when we out, they miss classes, but we set up study hall sessions, they have 1-2 hours study every single day when we out. This year, because we not play, we set up like study hall per week. They need to go certain amount of hours, to the academic center, and they did. They sign up some sheets that I gave to them. They returned to me, we create like a system, like a system that they and right now I mean, in our meeting yesterday, our final meeting of 2020 with the team, I told them, the first thing I told them was, I'm super proud of the way you guys did this semester. We trained this fall, but even we not play, they did their job in the academic part, and I'm super proud of them.
I think we've seen that a lot actually in Monroe too, is that especially, when the pandemic hit last year as well, that a lot of teams ended up losing their season in the spring, and they've really still got the job done when it came to academics. So I think it's a good trend that your team and others have been starting at Monroe, is making sure that, we're one of the most notably nationally noticed teams when it comes to academics. We frequently have some of the top 5 in the amount of athletes that make the NJCAA Scholar Athlete academic athlete lists, and how many teams we have that qualify for that team academic award. It's really fantastic. But one thing that I noticed that you've been doing a lot, especially in the last few months while things were quiet, is getting involved in the volleyball community, doing some online interviews, really advocating for 2-year colleges and junior colleges as well. So in your opinion, what do you think is so special about the junior college experience? And also, what are some ways that you have remained involved both nationally and internationally in the volleyball community?
I have like 2 or 3 interviews with several people from Florida and Puerto Rico, especially Puerto Rico, because I know, and I had that experience when I moved. I don't speak any English when I moved, and I probably that barrier with the language, from Puerto Rico. I think junior college is the better place for them to go in, take that more in person, classes, like 10 versus 1, like 10 students in one classroom, they have the opportunity to compete right away versus going to a 4-year school, and then they need to sit, probably for the first 2 years, for first 2 years before they have the first real opportunity, And to be honest, in the past, I even have girls that are NCAA qualifiers coming to Monroe and trusting this product, like the junior college, and come here to Monroe, play for us, and then move on back to a 4-year school. Kimberly Alvarado, I think one of the girls that played for me in my first recruiting class, she was an NCAA qualifier, and she decided to come to Monroe. She was one of the best middle in those 2 years that we made national as a Division II program. Then she go to Division 1 school, and she happy to be here those 2 years because help her in the skill development. We were on the development as an athlete, as a player. And when she went to that school in Louisiana, then she played right away. Same thing here. Lydia Sherry is a girl from New Jersey. She came here, and then she went to a Division 1 school. So she take advantage. Those girls take advantage coming here, have the opportunity to compete right away that's not that we guarantee playing time. They need to earn that, but have the opportunity to play. Marisa Hackett, another All-American, she was a qualifier, and she came here, and then go back to Florida, and playing at D2 school, and one of the strong teams in D2. And I think we provide a really good environment and a really good quality program and quality education for the girls that they trust in Monroe. And they decided, let me go there, and give me the opportunity to grow as a student, as an athlete, and then I'd be ready to play in that 4-year school. I think this is a great opportunity when I had that to speak with people, about the benefit of the junior college, or about Monroe, because sometimes people don't understand well the concept of the junior college level, and it's good that ask those questions, and advocate to, hey, this is a great opportunity, probably it's not the straight route, but probably it's a good start. Go there, maybe study 1 or 2 years, depending on your situation, and then move on, So I like those interviews that I did during this pandemic, because also help more people to understand what is junior college and what the benefits are.
Yeah, I think the NJCAA has actually had some seminars about this as well recently, just talking about the stigma of junior college. And I think that's something that we're seeing kind of disappear. You see even now you look at professional levels, like how many players in the NFL and in the NBA went to a junior college before that. There was a player drafted in the NBA draft this year that came straight from a junior college. So it just goes to show really the benefit of going to programs like this. And, it doesn't really, the competition level is just as good sometimes, if not better at times too. So,
and also show the level of the kids that play in the junior college, So sometimes people think that the junior college level is not good. Yeah, it's good because we play against, since I'm here, most of the time I play a lot of NCAA teams, in this area, and sometimes we win, sometimes no, but we always compete with them. So, and that's why we have I don't know how many number, the exact number, but I know probably we already move on 50 plus athletes to a 4-year school, in volleyball only. I just talk about volleyball. During my time, probably 50 or more athletes move on to a 4-year school because they know, oh, this school always have good players. So let's look at that program, And I still every time receive email from coaches, say, listen, this girl, where they go, what is the plan, So it's good to those coaches recognize, what we do here,
Yeah, I think just overall, our department has really been producing
Yeah.
a lot of high quality athletes. And, again, so many with, the great academics right behind them, it really helps them get recruited to those big time Division 1, Division 2 schools. We're running a little low on time. So one thing I want to hit on before we wrap things up is that obviously, you can't talk about college athletics right now without talking about what's happened in the past 9 months or so. With the COVID-19 pandemic. Luckily you were one of our teams that got to finish your season last year, but we had plenty of teams that didn't get to finish theirs, or some that barely even got started. So obviously that also affected your team for this year, the schedule for this year, and the fall season just not even happening at all. So what was it like navigating the whole off-season process for you throughout COVID-19, recruiting and, bringing the team on campus and practicing this entire past semester until a few weeks ago? what's it like coaching through this environment and this experience?
Listen, it's like a volleyball, like every single sport. Every coach need to learn something new, And right now we learn a lot during this time. But I think right now and during this fall, right now that we practice, I need to give credit to all the girls because they understand what we need to do to stay healthy, and we never cancel a practice because we have everybody ready to practice, and healthy and safe, and all the things that we did during that time in the fall, help us as well, the entire, like, we have behind us, we have people that take care of the girls, so the trainers, the maintains, the people that clean everything, people that help me with the equipment, to make sure everything is clean and safe, but at the end, I give credit to all the girls. They understand. The first day when we met in the fall, we put all the things very clear what our expectations are. And they practice hard. We put together like a practice. We engage the practice. We play. We live one scrimmage between us. And to be honest, I'm very surprised how many people watch that. Uh, since we not play, it's a lot of coaches that text me and email me, hey, I like what you did, I want more information of this player or this number, whatever, Um, and I'm very surprised. We unfortunately we have one plan, but we not did, but we did some. That we know stream live, and we have opportunity to break down those games. I bring like stats to the girls. You say, listen, this is your stats, so they see what they doing. I mix the teams like probably like 5 times, so I change the teams like every single time, and every time we like film that, players need to bring notes what they see or what they need to work. So we give them like every single practice in part of the board. They need to write like what they need to work on this week, something specific. We give like homeworks, like things that the player and like I put like a question, they need to answer that. They bring to the next practice. During the warm up, I read what they something very like me and them. No, we not share any answer. This is up to make sure I knew more about how they feel during this time. And what's good. What's good that the all the things that player wrote on that paper after every single of the homeworks I did. And I think we did really well. Right now, like you said, we unfortunately not play now in the winter, like all indoor sport. Kind of sad, but I understand and I support the institution. Right now, it's no place right now to for me to offer like the competitive season that we normally have, and I support the school 100%. And the athletic department, Lou Melendez, and every single of them. But now, after the meeting, I spoke with every single of the player individually. They commit to the program, so they come now in the winter and practice, so that showed their commitment. We had a plan in place, hopefully for the spring, to prepare that team during the summer more better. And when we start the fall with probably one of the most competitive schedule ever, I think we're ready to do well. I'm not guarantee anything, but I think we with the commitment of the team, with the new group in the incoming group, and we talk about that, how you asked me something about recruiting. Uh, but I think with the incoming group, with this group, the commitment that showed this group, we have a really good fall 21 season, and I feel that, and we 1 year away, but I feel that since I saw day in, day out, they go to practice and they work hard. They want, when we finish practice, they want more. You know, it's not like, oh my God, we finished practice, those 2 hours is done. Yeah, 2 hours done. Sometimes they ask for individual section, you know. So, but right now we just focus on the skill development right now during the winter. Then summer, hopefully we bring them back. Start our team practices. Our focus now is fall 21.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to seeing this team again. I know, you've had for what is an extended off season. I know it was one of the more fun ones to kind of keep track of. You guys are more active on social media than most of our teams are. You have your Halloween tradition where the whole team practices in costumes. I always love that every single year. That blue-white scrimmage that we did live stream on our YouTube page, which is the same YouTube page that this will be on, did really well. A lot of people were watching it. I was watching it. It was a good time. It was fun to see some competition, even if it's, just the team competing against itself. It was good to watch. But unfortunately, it's time to wrap things up today. Coach, again, thank you so much for joining me and telling a lot about this program. I think there's actually more to tell, so we'll have to bring you back someday soon and talk about this more. But to everyone watching out there, the Monroe College community and all of our friends and family, everyone, I wish you a safe and happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everyone celebrating this week, and enjoy celebrating every holiday that you celebrate, and have a happy new year. We will be off next week, so this is the final show of 2020. Coach, thank you again for being the final guest of 2020, and we'll jump right back into things in early 2021 and have a good run of podcasts in here. Make sure you're subscribed to us on YouTube, youtube.com/Monroe MustHangs. Follow us on Instagram to watch us on IGTV at Monroe MustHangs. We're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify. Go listen, watch wherever you feel like it. Again, everyone, happy holidays, happy new year. Coach, happy holidays to you. Thank you again for joining me today, and I wish you all the best and stay safe.
Stay safe, people. Happy holidays.